Hi guys, I'm Nat Roser and I'm here with Lounge Underwear to have a little Q&A with you guys. I guess roll over and see if my boyfriend's awake and still in bed or if he's gone to the gym. And then I get up and I like to have a cold glass of water with a slice of lemon in it. It would be positive, tall, and energetic. For me, my happiness is all about my surroundings. So I like to make sure that everything that I'm doing, whether it be day to day or just in life, is going to make me happy, and it's usually involved with like the people that I'm surrounded by, as well as making sure that I'm taking time to do the things that I love, like spending time in the sun, being outdoors, eating good food, doing that and making a conscious decision to involve my life with all the goodness. That's what keeps me happy. I just actually went to London for a business meeting that I organised. So that was pretty exciting. It made me feel very grown up, and it was good. It's all working towards a bigger goal for my career, so that felt really good. That's probably the best thing I've done this year so far. I guess I'm moving to LA in a few weeks, so that's probably going to top it. I'm sure that there's going to be something in my year during my time living in a new country that's going to stand out. But at the moment, that whole move, that big jump to live in a new country, that's going to be pretty big. I did travel to the UK. It's good. I've been there before. I actually lived in London for 2 months a couple of years ago. And it's a really lovely, lovely city. I love London. It's so pretty. The cold is not perfect for me because I'm such a sun person. The warmth is where I kind of gravitate towards. But look, if as far as cold cities go, London's definitely my favourite. The architecture and the food, and I love the similarities between the UK and Australia. Like the language is really easy to understand, and people don't really question me when I say strange words that, especially in America, they don't quite understand some things that I'm saying. But in the UK, that's not an issue. The first thing that comes to mind is the restaurant Dishoom, which is kind of weird that my favourite thing is a restaurant. Actually, no, quite a few restaurants. Maybe just the food. I love the food over there. It's so good. is the cold. In fact, I think 2 years ago when I was there, it was April and it snowed. Well, that's not cool, London. That's not cool. Okay, this is a fun question. So I want to do Mexico. Not sure where, but I would. It's such a, it's huge. So I've got a lot of options. So I need to actually work that out, plan that. I also want to go to Greece again. I've been there once when I was 21, and I want to go back and see that with some fresh eyes. And I think the third place that's on my list I'd love to go back to is actually Queenstown in New Zealand. It's where I met my boyfriend, but it's like got a real soft spot with us. So I'd love to go back there real soon and see it. It's such a beautiful part of the world. That would be a necklace that my boyfriend gave me. It's a little gold necklace and it's got a little charm on it with a little sparrow, and it's a sigil for creativity, because he's always inspiring me to, stay true to myself and my passion, and yeah, it's just a nice little token that I always wear. Oh my gosh, I had that this Sunday. So this Sunday, I literally laid in bed all day and watched Sons of Anarchy and like a whole bunch of movies on Netflix, and then ordered Uber Eats. That's ideal. I would be a dog, because I love head pats, and I think I could find a family that would take very good care of me and I'd be very happy. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, because I really connect with Taylor Swift. So I feel like she's a bit of a soul animal, and just the dancing in that film clip that's me in the nightclub, like on a Saturday night. That's how I dance. So that song to me just sums up life. My superpower would be being able to control time. My go-to workout when my brain is not working is either treadmill sprints, where I do 200 metres on, 200 metres off for 20 rounds if I'm ambitious, 10 if I'm taking it easy. And then if I'm wanting to do more of a weight circuit, it is 50 squats, 50 lunges, 50 sit-ups, 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 sit-ups, blah, 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 down to 10. Look, it looks like I love adrenaline activities, but I'm not very good at any of those things. It's like I look the part, but actual snowboarding and the surfing, it's not pretty to watch. It's a lot of uncontrolled limbs everywhere. But the most adrenaline-based thing that I've done is in New Zealand, when I met Harley, my boyfriend, we actually dove off a cliff together, attached to a bungee cord, and we swung out together. And I wouldn't have done it without him. We weren't even dating, but it was just, so it was like also nerve-wracking, because I've got this really cute guy next to me and I'm strapped in and we're like kind of touching, and I'm falling off a cliff. So that was, adrenaline levels were high. If I was in a dark room full of wet fish, that is just, that's horrible. That's like my worst nightmare. Oh, my Harley Bonner. What do I love most about him? It's everything, really, which isn't really answering the question. But I guess the main thing would be just his presence, his energy. He's a really loving. He's just if you meet him, you'd know it's kind of a hard thing to describe, but just the way he, I guess lights up a room, but that sounds really cliche, but the way he lights up a room. Ooh, I don't know, I want to call him and ask. Maybe he likes my determination. And I think he likes that I'm a woman. He says that to me a lot. He's like, I love that you're so powerful when you really, sit in yourself. You're a powerful woman. I don't really necessarily know what that means, but it sounds really nice when he says it to me. When I first went away to LA, we just started dating, and he left me he wrote a little note on a piece of wood, which was really quite cool, so it meant that I could keep it for a lot longer. Still got it. And he put it in my suitcase, and he's like, open it once you're at the airport, once you're through security. And it was just a really lovely little note saying that he believed in me and go and chase my dreams, and he'll see me soon. Oh, I've learnt a lot over my years of relationships, and the best part about mine and Harley's relationship is that we haven't had those tough times, and that's because we communicate. So people always say it, but you've really got to open up, and even right from the start, just not be afraid to share how you're feeling, but also to communicate, like, I guess, what am I trying to say? But also, like, be aware of why you're feeling certain ways. So I guess not only communicate with your partner, but also communicate with yourself. And that's changed my whole relationship perspective. It's made things so much better. Well, my boyfriend and my girlfriends are good friends. So I'm lucky in that respect that, we can all do things together. And I've got a lot of friends that are couples, so the boys hang out and the girls hang out. And also the other thing is that a lot of my girlfriends live in different cities. So when I go home to my hometown, or when I go over to America, sometimes I'm by myself. So that means that I have that one-on-one time with my girlfriends, which is so valuable. And then I can go back to Harley when I'm back at home. Well, my mum and my nan, both very strong women growing up. And I think, you're always going to become a product of the people that you surround yourself with. So my family, like my brother and my dad as well, they're probably the people that influenced me the most, just because I had the most to do with them in my day-to-day life. And look, they're still around, so very happy that they influenced me the way that they did, and I think I've turned out all right. I think I would tell myself just to listen to myself more. I was pretty afraid of my feelings and my thoughts. I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't think that I was really smart enough to communicate my opinions. I didn't have the emotional intelligence to put out there what I was feeling. So I just say to myself, just trust in what you feel and what you think, and the words will come. Just talk, don't be afraid. If people don't understand you, that's fine. It's, you'll only get better the more you learn to communicate. Keep smiling. I don't know, I guess I was always a happy kid, but I would just give myself a little high five for that, because that's pretty cool, and it's something that I value in myself now as a grown woman. So yeah, the positive attitude was really, really good. So when I was 13, my mum entered me in a modelling competition. I was like 5'9", super lanky, wasn't really interested in modelling because I don't even know if it existed in my little world. I don't think it was a thing, but mum entered me in a competition through a young teen magazine, and they liked me, and so I went down for the finals or whatever they call it, and got signed to an agency, and it all kind of started from there. It was a really fun experience. I was so excited when I found out that I was a finalist. I remember running around the house like screaming, and I'm not really a running scream. Well, I am, but I just couldn't. I was so happy. I didn't even realize I wanted to be in magazines, but I did, and I was so happy. Um, I'm okay. So for when I'm feeling like stressed or frantic, Harley and I like to go for a walk, and it kind of gets us talking and gets us we just talk like dribble, but it re-motivates me. It kind of it makes me realize like what it is that I'm chasing and why I'm chasing it. So I think just talking through my problems, like, and sometimes I'll call my mum and I'll just chat to her, and that's a really great way for me to regain my motivation, is just talking to my friends and family about it, and yeah, like kind of reassessing where I am and the steps that I've got to take to get there, so that I'm not as overwhelmed and I don't just shut down. I guess to try and not style it, like heat style it every day. That can, well, with my hair especially, I guess with modeling, it can really damage it. So I just try and I guess like blow dry it as little as possible, curl it as little as possible. Once it's curled, I usually leave that for 3 days before washing it. Dry shampoo is my best friend. That's probably just to give your hair a break. It needs a break every now and again. That's probably my number one tip. Well, I've recently actually been cutting back on the products that I use on my skin, on my face. I went to this dermatologist and she told me that we don't actually need to be washing our face the way that we do and the way that brands kind of advertise for us to do that. So it's been a month and I haven't used like my normal face wash or exfoliator. I just remove my makeup with like Sorbeline and sometimes makeup remover because it's a bit stubborn, and then just wetting my face. I mean, look, I don't know, it's working for me. Like, my skin seems fine, but I've always kind of had reasonable skin. So yeah, I mean, that's just I don't know, that's just what she recommended. So I don't know if you want to take that on as a tip, but it's at least it's not expensive to try because you save yourself money on all the products that you buy. To me, being beautiful, I think is just about being a good person and respecting others. Like thinking of when I look at my girlfriends and I think, oh, you're just so beautiful. It's always because of something that they've done, not because of something that they're wearing or something that that they look like in a particular moment. It's more about like what they put out into the world that makes you beautiful. I like boobs. I like having boobs. I like smelling good and being able to be clean and not like, I guess, be judged negatively. Like, I'd hate to be a man and be like, oh, you care too much about, what you look like and how clean you are. Like, that would suck. So I like that. I like that we all kind of have this kind of unspoken understanding about that time of the month. We're all like, oh, yep, okay. No, I love that. That's really cool. It's kind of like you could have that connection with a complete stranger. And I think in saying that, I really love women's generosity with like sharing tampons and things. Like it's just, if a girl comes up to you and is like, oh, do you have a tampon? You're like, oh, yeah, babe. I think I would find it really hard to find a woman that wouldn't be willing to help another woman with that crisis. Is that 5? Is that 4? let's do another one. What else do I love? I love that we can birth a child. That's crazy. Pretty cool. Go girls. Oh, this is such an uncomfortable question, isn't it? But we need to get better at answering this. Okay. I love my positivity, which I've spoken about earlier. I love my wittiness. I think I've got like a really good sense of wit, and it can make me funny sometimes. And I like, you know what, I like my nails. I used to bite my nails a lot, and I've stopped, and I'm not going to show you because I haven't got a manicure, so don't look. But they're usually, they're growing, and they look really nice, and they make my hands look nice. So now I like do this a lot, and I wear lots of rings and lots of nice nail polish because I think I've got nice hands. Yeah, growing up, when I was about 13 or 14, I was diagnosed with scoliosis, which is a curve of the spine, which means that I've got kind of like a bump on my back from my spine that's not meant to be there. And I used to feel really self-conscious about it because it made my posture a bit off. And especially because I was modeling at the time, I was super aware of my back. Like my figure and my measurements or anything never bothered me, but it was always just the way that I sat, and I'd look at photos and I'd be like, ew. Ugh. So that was pretty tricky for me, having that as a teenager while you're going through those rough years of trying to find your confidence. But I think, you know, it's still something that I struggle with, but I've learned to work with it. I've learned to I know my angles, so I struggle less because I know what looks good in front of the camera. And yeah, I've just, you know, it's just a part of me. It's just a part of who I am. It's part of my story. And I've just, not learnt to love it. I can't say I love it, but I'm not rushing out to have surgery to get it fixed. So it's a part of me. It's part of who I am. And yeah, I've just accepted it. It's hard to say just stay strong, but I guess you kind of have to. Like, you've just got to know that you're not alone. You can, you know, you've got friends, you've got family. Chat to them about it. I think, and that's the best thing about social media is that, you know, I get girls writing to me all the time, and they ask me questions, and if I see the message, I'll reply. And I think, you know, you can talk to girls that you think that that you can learn something from. You can ask them questions, and if they write back, that's great. If they don't, that's all right too. Write to someone else that inspires you or that you kind of connect with. But I think, yeah, just you're not alone, and just to remember that. Well, my mum, because she's my mum. And she's always there for me for the strangest requests at the strangest hours, especially when I'm traveling. She's always there to help if I get stuck. Number two would be my two best friends, Beck and Kira. They are two of the strongest girls that I know, and they're just super supportive, and they're the type of friends that, you know, we don't speak every day because we've all got hectic lives, but, you know, it's like no love lost. You know, we reconnect, and everything's back to normal, and I really value relationships like that. So they're my three women. Well, mum and dad. It's more dad, but like mum lives by it now because of dad. They have the planning prevents piss poor performance. So that's kind of I guess a little thing that I live by is that, you know, if you plan, and even just a general day, you're going to be less stressed. Everything's going to go a lot smoother. Try and just planning. Have a diary, write everything down, make lists, and for me, it just makes everything so much easier. It's so good. The 4 Ps. No, too hard. Too many special people. Red wine. That's all we need, and each other, and we'd be sorted. Occupied for hours. I first came across Lounge with a slow-mo video of the 4 babes. Who was it? It was Michaela, Steph Rayner, Belle, and who was the 4th? Steph, Michaela, Belle, and Maddie? It was Maddie. Those 4 girls in a line, like walking in and out with their hair going, that was just hypnotic. And that's where I found Lounge, because it was literally all over my Instagram, everywhere. Being comfortable. You become sexy when you're comfortable. I am a 34C or a medium, and the fit's, it's really good. This is my favorite set. I love the color. That's like, for me, like it's about simple things, like color. Like it's perfect. Like if I saw that in my lingerie drawer, I'd be pulling that out all the time, because I'm such a color person. And look how, it's just cute. It's like practical, every day, wear it under t-shirts, sold. Yeah, so the army green, because I'm so hardcore that no. No, I do like the army green colour the best, the olive. I think it's just, you know, I really like how it works on my skin tone. And I love that olive colour on blondes. I do, I always have. I used to like, you know, dresses and stuff in that colour when I was younger too, so it's my fave. Like this. Trackies on the couch. I don't know. Maybe like just a bandeau that says Lounge. I don't know. I'll leave that up to the professionals. You guys have got it down. Lace. Thongs. Straps. Gold. Balconette. Bralette. Low-waisted. Date night. Nat. Perfect mix. Chilled night in. Flats. Home. Chick flick. My chewy mints, obsessed with those. My phone, unfortunately, and money. Fresh skin. This mess. Sit-ups. Tea. Chocolate. Pasta on pizza. Surf. Cuddles. Get them with more people. Sun. Island. red. That was pretty much in it already. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed my little Q&A.